Okay guys, welcome to this new tutorial video. So if you look at the video of today, actually I am live and this is the first live video presented by IQcodec. So I'm very grateful for those of you that are already participating in the live. So in the video of today, when checking on the title, it is very clear we're going to be doing a versus video, which are going to be comparing some of the most reused emulators used in 2020, which are Memu, BlueStack and Nox Player. We are going to be ranging them, looking at which one is the best and which one is the worst. So feel free to comment what you think about your suggestion. What do you think is best and what do you think is the least for this? So feel free to do that in the comment section. So I repeat, so the video tutorial of today, we're going to be looking at the difference between these three emulators, the best and the worst of it. So you are free to actually comment on the live section to tell me which one do you think is the best for you and which one is the worst. So I'm going to be doing it procedurally. So I'm going to first start with the worst emulator. Before going into that, I actually noticed that some of you are actually facing problems with one of our videos. So please take note. Feel free to aim it in the comment section if you are facing a video. I think the video is talking about the video which I was talking about, how to back up your chat with WhatsApp. So most of you actually have a problem at the level of restoring it. So to restore the messages after backing it up on GB WhatsApp or after backing your messages on your Google Drive, no matter the modded version of WhatsApp you are using, you just need to download it back. While reinstalling the WhatsApp, you get the red button down, which is actually going to enable you to restore back the message. But if you have a problem, please, I'm going to look for a special day which we are going to go live in order to demonstrate this. And the other video I think is about the emulator. So in the emulator, most of you guys are actually asking which emulator is actually good for your computer. As you can see, this emulator is working on a 0 MB VRAM. So I want to just give it a general thought. So if you are using a 0 MB VRAM, the emulator will work for you good and fine. But if you are using a higher one, I'm going to suggest you go in for another emulator. Let us say you have a VRAM size of 128. So I advise you to go for the Nox Player. So let us get into the video of the day, and please, as I said earlier, feel free to actually deposit what you think is your problem. I'm going to check it after the end of the video. So let us get into the tutorial. So first of all, I'm going to look at the worst emulator. So on my own case, as I said, it's suggestions. I don't know if we have the same look at this, but on my own case, I'm going to say that the worst Android emulator is Memu. So why am I saying Memu? If most of you guys have been using Memu since this year started, you're going to notice something. So since they actually updated the version of Memu, actually I don't have it installed because it is very, very disturbing. So but if you go on the Memu official page, let us say Memu, you can actually search it, Memu. Just search it on Google. I'm going to see what they made an error. The problem is that they made an error at the level of the new update. So if you check the new update of Memu, it actually has a very great error in the sense the video, what can I say? So the Google Play is actually not responding at every second. So I used Memu for around, let us say, 2 days, and one thing I actually hated about it is that each time you use it, something actually pops up and tell you that Google Play service has stopped responding, and that is one thing I actually hate with Android emulators. So no matter the fact that the Android version that it was running was pretty good, because Memu was running, I think it was Android version 7, if I think it was Android version 7 that Memu was actually running. But they had a problem with the Google Play service. So if you actually use Memu, I think you have actually noticed this problem too. So another problem, let us say, at the level of Memu was that the space it was using. So if you check at Memu actually has a problem. So here's the latest version of Memu. So when you download it and put it in your computer, you can see it's very fancy looking on the website, but once it is installed on your computer, that show you you're going to receiving Google Play errors, like the Google services have stopped working. So that's one of the main problems of Memu actually in this year 2020. But otherwise not. Last year the Memu was actually running very, very good. I don't know what happened this year with their update. I don't know what they've done, but we hope they're going to fix it in a better way. So if you run Memu on your computer, it's either you're running a lower version of Memu that is not actually of the year 2020. So a lower version, I can see the latest version is version 7.22. But if your own case, if you are using a version that was not of the year 2020, I think you are going to enjoy it. So that is all about Memu, and the system regarding Memu are pretty clear. You just need a 2 GB RAM, a VRAM of 32 or 128 will be advantageous for you, and a processor, let us say dual core processor at the basic level. So that is all about Memu. Now, as I look at the title, we have three main of these. We have three main emulators I'm going to be looking at. So the next emulator I'm going to be talking about is actually BlueStack. So most of you actually know BlueStack. So BlueStack is one of the best actually. The only problem with BlueStack I can say on my own purpose is that BlueStack is actually heavy loaded. So what do I mean? It actually uses a computer a lot, but so you can see the homepage of BlueStack. And by the way, I already have it installed, so let's look at the user interface of BlueStack. BlueStack is actually one of the best in the sense that it's not lightweighted, so it actually uses a lot of space on your computer and actually uses a lot of resources in order to run. So that is the only problem that I think BlueStack actually offers if you're using BlueStack on your PC as an Android emulator. But in the case if you are actually interested in online gaming, if you're an online gamer, you want to play your Berg online, or you want to play your Guerrilla Free Fire, BlueStack will be good only if your computer is actually of a very high spec. So let us say, for instance, you will need to have a computer, we can say a computer of the Core i5, let us say the 5th generation or the 6th generation, in order to install BlueStack. I can see I'm actually launching BlueStack on my computer. You can see what it's doing to actually launch. The cursor is actually turning, and this is what I actually hate about BlueStack. It is heavy loaded, no matter the fact that it actually provides a good interface, because BlueStack runs an Android version of Nougat, which is the 7.0. So that's actually what is pretty good with BlueStack. But the main problem is that the fact that I can see make an update is the fact that it uses a lot of your computer resource in order to run. Actually, I'm using an Core i7 right now, but if you check out how my BlueStack is loading, you're going to think I'm using but a Core Duo. So that is actually one of the problems with BlueStack. Now, talking at the game version of this, if you're actually looking into play games with BlueStack, you are going to notice that BlueStack will offer you a very great performance. No matter if your computer, as I said, the basic way to run BlueStack, you should actually have a PC of, let us say, 4 GB of RAM. That is the minimum. When I say minimum, that if the worst comes to the worst, then it would depend on the version of BlueStack if you are running. So actually, I'm very grateful for those of you. I have Trevor Tambera from Zimbabwe, and we have Sonny Joseph. I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm very grateful for you guys participating in this live video. So here is the website of BlueStack, and sorry if my internet connection is kind of slow, but we're going to deal with that. So BlueStack is still loading up, so you can actually see what I am talking about. As I said earlier, I'm using an 8 GB RAM and a graphic card of GTX 970 with 4 VRAM dedicated video, but you can see the time it is actually taking to launch BlueStack. So if you are running again, let us say Perk Mobile, it's true Perk Mobile will run on BlueStack, but it will be demanding in terms of resources. In order to run BlueStack, you need to have enough resource on your computer. And if you check, the latest version of BlueStack is BlueStack version 4, which is actually out now, which is one of the best versions of BlueStack. So you just need to select the operating system. It's either a 32, 64 or on a Mac computer, and select the architecture of your choice, and you're going to download the latest version of BlueStack. You can see it allows you to play a number of games online, stream them, and it's very good. The only problem with BlueStack is that it is heavy loaded. So if you want to take in consideration of using BlueStack, you should note a computer must be of high specs, and your computer must have a good graphic card. On this case, we're not going to be talking about a graphic card of 128 MB. It's true, 128 megabytes will run BlueStack, and make sure your processor support virtualization. So if you have a processor that does not support virtualization, it is going to be a disadvantage for you, because once virtualization is active, it actually improve the performance of you running emulators on your computer system. And please, if you need any download link, I'm going to provide them in the description after this live video. So I'm going to do it very fast after the live video. So BlueStack users, I guess you guys are actually happy, but on my own case, I'm not using BlueStack. So let us see if my BlueStack is open. So yeah, the user interface of BlueStack, if you check at it well, it is very simple. If you go on the setting tab, let us see what I can see on the setting. Let us go on setting. On the setting, you can see an update is true. The update version is available, so I'm free to update, or I can still leave it at this level if I don't want to update. But since we're on the live, I will not update it. So let us check at the engine. You can see what I'm talking about. BlueStack is using, actually right now I'm using 4 cores of my computer, and I'm using 4 GB of RAM. You can see 4 GB, so you are free. You can actually edit it and add it at your own. The recommended memory is 1.8 GB, but to have the maximum performance you need a 4 GB RAM. And the FPS you can see is set to 60 FPS to have the best gaming performance on your computer. And now let us move at the best videos. But before proceeding, first of all, I want to those of you that are actually interested in website creation, I'm going to deposit a card on this video which is going to reference you to one of my friends actually doing in website creation, which is a black developer. He's also a YouTuber. So please, if you're in need of any website, please feel free to contact him. He's going to do it for you at a very good price. So he works actually at home, and no matter the distance, you just need to contact him and he's going to do it for you. So now the best Android emulator, as you all know, it will be Nox Player. So Nox Player, I don't know if it is the best for you, but on my own case, I consider Nox Player as the best Android emulator, and for that I actually have my reasons. So if you ask me that, why are you choosing best Nox Player as the best Android emulators? If you look at some of the videos that I did one video on, if I think was the best settings that you can use for Nox Player in order to play games online. So I don't know where the video is, but I think I did the video here. Was OBS, 10 shortcuts, OBS. Where's the freaking video? Yes, here's this video. So you can see here is the best Nox Player settings for low-end and high-end PCs. So one of the greatest advantage of Nox Player is that it actually runs on both low-end and high-end PCs. So if you actually check, Nox Player runs on any type of PC, so you don't need to have a high-end PC to only enjoy it. But those of us that have low-end PC and don't have the means to actually acquire a high-end PC, so Nox Player is one of the best emulators I'll tell you to get for your computer, and it is very lightweighted compared to BlueStack, because BlueStack, as I said earlier, BlueStack uses a lot of your computer resources like the RAM, the graphic card, in order to run. But Nox Player is the best in terms of gameplay, and it's very easy to use the key mapping in order to play each of your games down to enjoy on your computer. So let me see at the user interface of Nox. Let us open Nox and see how it does. So Nox Player runs on both 32-bit and 64-bit computers, so it is very free. You can see the user interface. Actually right now I'm using one of the latest version, which is version 6.6.11. so if you're not using the version, don't freak out, but if you have Nox Player, then you are safe. And Nox Player will run any game of your choice, no matter if it is Berg Online, it is the Call of Duty, the Garana Free Fire, any game that you actually love playing online. Nox Player is going to give you very pretty and going to give you the best performance at both low and high-end PCs. So if you check at Nox Player, is actually already open, but if you want to compare this execution time with BlueStack at this level, if you actually notice, when I launched BlueStack, it took around 1 minute in order to launch, but Nox Player, I can't say it took up to 20 seconds, and we're already at the graphical user interface of Nox Player. And if you check at the settings, Nox Player actually allows you to use your computer to the best. So you can see the cores you are free to customize, but at the high-end PC of Nox, you actually have 4 cores with a total of 3 GB of RAM. But compared to BlueStack, which is actually 4 cores and 4 GB of RAM, if you check at the low aspect of Nox, you have a 1-core computer and a 1 GB of RAM. But at the low core, if you have a 128 megabyte graphic card, it can either be an Intel HD or an anti-Radeon integrated graphic card on your motherboard. You are still going to have the ability to use Nox Player in order to play some games on your PC without any problem. And as I said earlier, having VT enabled is an advantage, either you are a high-end gamer or a low-end gamer on your computer, because once virtualization is active on your processor, you're going to have one of the best performance while playing your games, either at 60 FPS or at 30 FPS. So if you check at the settings of Nox Player, you're going to see everything is actually lightweighted. And if you check at how the responsivity, how I'm manipulating, you're going to notice that it is very responsive compared to BlueStack. Because BlueStack, why using BlueStack, you actually notice some type of lagging in your videos. When you click, the response time to your clicks are very slow. So that's one of the problems that I have for BlueStack. But Nox Player actually solve all of this. So I advise you to go in for Nox Player if you're a gamer, if you stream your videos online, if you are in online gaming, so any of the sort. If you're an Android gamer, Nox Player will be the best for you. No matter if you have a low or high end PC, you're going to enjoy the responsiveness you're going to get on Nox Player. And for the key mapping, some of you actually on my video, some of you were asking how to set up key mapping on Nox Player, and it's very easy to set up key mapping on Nox Player. I'm going to do a little demonstration. You just come on this theory tab. So actually, after I have the cursor allows you to actually tells you what to do. So you don't need to be genius to know what to do. Just keep here. You can see it's the key set. Key set. When you click on the key set, you can actually choose the D pad. If you take at the D pad, you already have the D pad. It's auto configured to W as up, S for down, A for left, and D for right. But you can actually use the mouse control if you are playing games like Temple Run. That actually allows you to only play with the mouse. And the other, you can see more free strike. If you are playing games, that actually allows you to press a button to hit the fire. You can have the fire button is set. You just need to assign a key to it. You can take, for instance, assign a key. You don't need to assign a key to your fire. So all of these key mapping functions are very easy to integrate into your Nox Player, and you can integrate it in any game of your choice. It's not obligatory. So I think that will be the end of this video. If you have anything to add, please, as I said earlier, all the problems with my previous videos, as I said, most of you guys face problems with the how to restore your GB messages after backing them up on your Google Drive, and the other problem is how to use the U-Wave Android emulator on your low-end PC to play games, how to install games on it. So all this stuff I'm going to dedicate a special day that I'm going to check in this video. And please, if you love to support us, please feel free to use a super chat in order to support us. I'm very grateful for that, and I will look forward to be doing more live, because if you check, this is one of my first live videos since I think 1 year from now. This is the only live video I've done for today, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. The comment section is actually free for you if you have any problem at the level of configuration, level of choosing the right emulator, level of backing up your. So any of our video that you actually face a problem, this video you are free to do it right now. If I had enough data, I will be able to continue the live, but since my data is limited, I will not have the means to do that. But feel free if you have any problem. But some other emulator that I will note you to have, the other emulators like Andy emulator. If you check, Andy is also a good emulator. Andy is very good if for you Android users. So let us say Andy emulator on Google Store. So Andy emulator is another very good emulator for you if you are actually a game player. And thank you Black Day for joining the live chat. Our V39, thank you very much for joining the live chat. I'm very grateful for you guys. So Andy emulator, if you are also a great user, Andy emulator is one of the good emulator. Not because I didn't name it, that is not considered as a good emulator. And Andy actually runs an operating system of, we have the Jelly Beans, we have the version 5, and we have the version 6. So you can see it's 100% free at every level. So feel free to use it if you are looking for an old school Android emulator, because Android emulator, the Andy is just for an old school. So it can also be used on a low-end PC, and to have the best performance, you are free to use Andy emulators. And there are plenty other emulators. But if you look at the title, I was actually looking at the top 3 being used, because from the you see that BlueStack is one of the most used Android emulator, Nox, which is one of the most favorite in terms of gaming, and Memu. The only problem with Memu is that their update of 2020, they had a great problem in the sense that they actually spoiled it at the level of the Google Play services. Each time you use Memu, I assure you, download it right now and install and check if what I'm saying is true. When using it, you're going to notice that each time you are in an activity, you're going to have a pop-up alert that Google services have stopped responding. So that is the only thing that actually frustrates with Memu, and I think it will be fixed. I think it will be fixed before the year goes to an end. So we hope the Memu industry is going to fix this for